This is Dallas from Nile, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.
Phantasm.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to the FANTASM Podcast. I am Corey Gore Christ. With me, as always, Dr. Vincent West.
How we doing?
We're here today with Dallas of Nile. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Ready to play.
We are watching The Skull at Dallas's request here. It was directed by Freddie Francis, who was a Hammer director. Did Evil of Frankenstein. He did Dracula Shall Rise Again, which is awesome. So yeah, this movie's pretty great. I've actually never seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I'm not getting any audio. But...
Oh, I had it off so that way it wouldn't pick up.
Okay, that's cool.
Is that good? Okay.
You know, a lot of the stuff that I watch when I'm at home, if it's at night and I'm trying to go to sleep, I totally have the captions on like all the time.
Right.
But yeah, this is great. They're basically they're digging up Marcus de Sade right now, and they're going to take his head,
which was actually a real person. He was a very perverted human being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the skull has actually never been found from it. It was removed from his body and his burial. And in the film, they kind of play on that. It's pretty awesome.
Did you see this?
I always thought it would be a good mantelpiece, though.
Yeah, for sure. If you could find it, it's
it's
like finding Jimmy Hoffa.
Perfect.
He'd be a great mantelpiece.
Oh, yeah, he's sitting above my fireplace right now.
That would figure out how to use it.
Did you first see this as a child, or did you?
I saw this on UHF television, Channel 40. That was the local station in my hometown of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Wow.
And actually, my mom knew that I was in horror movies, and she was like, "There's this movie coming on tonight. You want to check it out?" So we recorded it on our Sanyo Beta video cassette player, and we recorded it on that. And I edited all the commercials out of it. I probably watched it like 100 times.
Oh wow!
And now I have the actual physical copy of the VHS, but I've yet to get around to replacing it on DVD or Blu-ray. It's definitely worth a few viewings. I really like the interplay between Cushing and Lee. Always.
Oh, of course.
It's always just beautiful acting and beautiful chemistry between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
You can tell that they're like friends. They were probably friends.
You familiar with Horror Express? I just picked that up on Blu-ray.
No, I've heard about it.
It's them on a train with a werewolf.
Oh, that's sweet. I've seen part of it, and it was probably the same thing on some UHF station.
It's great. It's pretty great.
You got Stanley Spadowski's horror movie night or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh right.
I've seen the Dr. Terror's House of Horrors.
Yeah.
That the guy that directed this did one of those.
The interludes in it.
I guess one of the episode things. But actually, Donald Sutherland is in the last one. It's one of the first things he ever did. So that vampire thing.
I love this. She's like, "Hey, baby, let's play it." He's like, "Get the fuck out." I'm busy tonight. Go away.
For those of you watching at home, if you guys are following along, we're currently at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This is as old school as we've gone so far. So we've gone some 70s. We did the Phantasm and stuff, which is great.
Oh man, I remember my best friend Brian showing that to me back when we met in high school. He's like, "Man, you never seen Phantasm before?" So we went and we rode our bicycles to a little rental place and rented it. And I saw I believe it was the third one. No, it was the second one. I saw the second one in the movie theater.
I did too. That's a great movie.
Yeah. And it was good.
The fucking shotgun,
I almost,
the 4-barrel shotgun.
Awesome. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I was just thinking about how I almost cried when they flipped that CUDA.
Oh, no, man. I think I made Don cry because that's his car. He was like, "No, not the CUDA."
I felt good for old Baldy. He was getting it.
Yeah, man.
He made it a trend, too. He's like the horror James Bond. He's just, every movie he's
the Baghdadi.
That's right. He's like a traveling blues player, like in real life. That's his actual real name in the movies. His real name in real life.
Right.
Like Reggie Bannister's
Dawn's going to be traveling around with the new Phantasm and a 4K version of the first one.
That's killer.
Yeah, we're going to go check it out.
Because I never got to see it in theaters. You know, I'm a young guy.
He didn't direct 5, but I think he produced it or did something with it. So
I think he wrote it.
Yeah, maybe he did. Yeah, he did something.
Because he's been working on it for years. And now he's finally taking his clothes off, but he's not doing it to
he's gonna
get in the bath there.
Yeah, he's gonna melt the remaining flesh off of this skull, basically.
Right. And some crazy shit happens.
Pretty much. I think fishing line is involved.
These movies are pretty crazy for their time too. I mean, this is 65, and you got burning flesh. It's really nasty.
They did some incredible stuff back in the day with the resources they had. It's absolutely amazing.
This looks beautiful. We got the Blu-ray
when it comes to like those early Star Treks, and when it comes to say like H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, like
of course,
Time Machine came out, they were actually able to make the time machine disappear and all that. Back then, that was a big deal.
It's fucking awesome.
You know, they couldn't actually do that. So, and what a great. And you know, the thing back then, I find with stuff like this and like the old Twilight Zone stuff, it's like, it's great. We got all these special effects and all that stuff is killer, and some of the movies are pretty good. But back then, you actually had to have a story and some acting, and it's something to keep someone there watching it.
Because Hollywood used to be about the acting, now it's about the effects. You know.
Yeah.
When you were Hollywood back these times, you had to be like top notch, and I mean, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee were like top notch for horror. That was like, they're actually phenomenal actors. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, people want to talk about how bad William Shatner is, but he's got a style.
He's fucking Captain Kirk.
I gotta show you something.
You know, I mean, even the episode that he did, I think he was in a couple of Twilight Zone episodes.
He was,
at least one. I mean, the one on the airplane where
it's great.
Where there's like
gremlin.
that, you keep seeing that creature out there on the wing of the plane.
Yep.
That's great.
Nightmare at 10,000 feet or 20,000 feet. Yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah, we always point out whenever we do these episodes. You look on the credits to some of these, like the 70s, 80s stuff.
I'm a huge Trek.
You're gonna see like
I've
these.
got all the boxes.
You're gonna see the effects people. It's gonna be Star Trek people that we're on. I mean, that's some of the best stuff. The best in the business are those Star Trek and horror movies have a lot in common because those guys are in bed with horror movies. They make all this shit. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, you got the skull there. It's perfect. It's just like.
Yeah, later on in the movie, that thing was it actually pretty great. I think I came across this. I was probably like 13 or 14, so I mean, I was old enough to where I wasn't like really freaking out.
Right.
I was like, man, I think I'm gonna turn a light on. It's like.
Those guys were the Hammer guys, the Milton and Max.
Right on.
So they kind of made the jump to have some competition, but they were, and then Freddie Francis they brought along to direct a lot of the Amicus stuff, like Dr. Terror and Tales from the Crypt also, the old shit. So
yeah,
and there's Christopher Lee. There you go, right there. He
hasn't aged a bit.
Right with Cushing too.
And here's the guy with the snuff. He's always. He's like total narcotic wasteland there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the skull, man. Like these statues.
They're fun.
I love that.
Beelzebub and Leviathan.
Yeah.
And there's like some others.
I think that's awesome.
Is this working okay?
Yeah, it's recording. You see the little numbers.
I'm bad about it.
I just hit it and handed it to you.
Here you go. What a very underrated movie to me. Is a very good reference. Red Planet.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, but they have that old modem thing or whatever they're trying to contact, and he was like, "Is it working?" I don't know. The little green light's on.
That's great.
Classic Val Kilmer getting somewhat back into his real genius role for that particular movie. I noticed right away.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. I actually brought Real Genius with me.
Oh, it's great. It's good.
What other stuff do you have with you? You have show us all of it already. The one you got.
Yeah, I just grabbed a few things. I was thinking instead of, for instance, I've been watching Bates Motel.
Is it good?
I really like it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gives a modern spin on Norman Bates' childhood.
Yeah.
How he became to be what he is now.
Right.
and I haven't been watching it on television all. I've just been when the DVD comes out.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's like our we, you know, the family will get together, we'll have a dinner and stuff like that, and we'll watch, you know, we'll blaze through those in a couple of nights. I mean,
oh yeah.
And it's been really fun, but it's really starting to get creepy now. It's starting to. Well, I won't spoil it for you, but you.
Well, I know Vera Farmiga plays his mom. She's a really good actress as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the whole cast is perfect. The guy that's playing Norman is just, you know, brilliant.
Oh yeah.
People always make fun. My favorite Psycho movie is the second one.
It's a great one.
It is an absolutely great movie. I mean, even the third one was all right.
We actually did the third one for the podcast.
Yeah.
I've even used that line a couple times. Could have been coming instead of going.
It was our
Mother's Day thing.
Yeah, the Mother's Day episode.
Yeah,
it's good shit, man. I mean, I love Anthony Perkins. Anyways,
I didn't know till I was watching this documentary that Tom Holland, that did the original Fright Night, actually wrote Psycho 2.
Psycho 2, yeah.
I don't know that he directed, but I know he wrote it.
Of course
and
Child's Play.
And I watched a whole thing on him talking about it, and I guess Anthony Perkins fucking loved it. Because originally he was like, I'm not doing a fucking... And then he was like, this is great, I'll do it. And he was blown away because he couldn't believe it, because it was like, he was just chomping at the bit to get it done. But Universal actually was like, well, he approved it, so...
Yeah, I never saw that one in the theater, but I remember you used to be able to rent out video cassettes from the library, and that's where we kind of got our start. We even rented a VCR from the library before. We actually bought our first VCR for the original airing of the first Star Wars movie on television.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we bought it for that, and it's funny because it's got like, you know, Michael Jordan on, or Magic Johnson or whatever. It's like some basketball player talking about how he likes R2-D2 and shit. Like, with the little commercial slots in between and all that. And it's cool, man. I wore that thing out.
It's pretty great.
But yeah, you know, it was just one of those movies we picked up from the library that I'd never seen before. But on some of those movies, there would be advertisements for other movies, and I remember seeing the advertisement for Psycho 2.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Psycho, probably way too young of an age.
Right.
And yeah, Psycho 2 is absolutely great. And I love how he just totally, right at the end, he flips back. You know?
Yeah.
He's Norman's back.
Yeah, it's
and then
great.
they just gave them to do the third one, which they got. All right, that's the Peter Cushing's character's wife.
Right.
She already don't like this guy because
he's on stuff.
he's trying to sell him a skull and shit. He's got a, you know, his character. He writes for some cult magazine or whatever.
Yeah. In the film, anyway, the character, yeah.
Hell of a man cave.
Remember that? That's the Cushing cave right there.
The Cushing cave.
A lot of books, grand piano.
A lot of Cushing for the pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, what just beautiful acting and the props and where they filmed it. It just
looks so pristine with all their,
it's perfect.
their films, you know. Even with the switch to Amicus, you got the same, you know, caliber, because it's the same guys from Hammer.
I knew it.
You know,
The one you pointed out, his wife, she's in For Your Eyes Only, the Bond film.
Oh yeah.
wow.
Because I've never seen this all the way through, and I was like, I just looked down, I was like, I have to look at it, and sure enough, there she is. That's pretty cool.
Have you ever seen the show Penny Dreadful?
No.
You
pretty
would
good. You
love
might
that
like
show.
that.
It's a Showtime show. It's on Netflix.
Timothy
or shit
Dalton.
Like that. And Timothy Dalton's one of the main guys. They basically
That chick, I can't remember the chick in the second 300 movie, the crazy bitch.
Eva Green.
Yeah,
She's like the main
she's pretty
character.
good in it too.
They basically hunt down Universal monsters. You know, the Frankenstein's monsters in it, and Frankenstein's like, you know, trying to just kind of not get killed by him because he's like, you owe me a debt for
Right.
you know, leaving me like this and all this stuff. So, and it's set in, you know, the 18th century London, pretty sure. So it's pretty awesome. You know, you got the Wolfman in there and all the old shit. So if you like, you know, this kind of stuff, it's a modern take on that, but it's still set, you know, back. It's pretty awesome. That's definitely something to check out if you see it around.
Oh yeah.
If you're a Hammer or Amicus fan, that's a good show to watch.
What's your favorite Hammer film?
I'm not really sure, man. I didn't really even know that people were calling it that, really. So I don't even really know. There might be some stuff that I really like that I don't even know what they did. I know that I've always really liked this. Right now, he's looking over a book that it's about the Marquis de Sade.
Right.
But the binding is in human flesh.
Yeah, it's
in human skin.
It's metal as fuck.
It's completely authentic. And I think it's like 500 pounds or something.
That's great. 500 pounds.
You give me a couple of shillings for this.
Right.
Or whatever. And there's, him in prison for, sticking it in people's asses.
Yeah, he was a sodomite and he was a pervert. And,
yeah.
He went to prison. Well, he wrote novels about really, really sexual stuff that was very...
101 Ways of Sodomy.
Yeah, risque back then and very... That's just no-nos. And he just published novels anyway after they're like, this is gross, you gotta stop. And he's like, no, I'm gonna keep publishing these books.
Because there was a sick underground for that. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Some of them peoples were probably loving it.
But him at the time was like at the pinnacle of that. I mean, he was pushing
his name actually is part of why they call it sadomasochism.
Yeah, he was like the Pornhub of his time.
After,
but just with novelization.
de Sade, yeah. He's just showing him how well he knows about his collection. Oh yeah, I know where you got that knife. Blah blah blah.
It's like I still want the skull. It's like haven't you got lost in a man cave yet? You seem to know where everything is.
Yeah. Come on, you want this book about the de Sade in human skin.
You might get the skull, but you can have the book. It's based on.
Of course, he's got the classic. He's got the classic like secret safe.
Right.
Oh no! Wait a minute. He pulls out his wallet this time. Oh no! Cash only, motherfucker. Yep. There you go.
There he goes.
I want one of those.
Yeah. Down on the bus somewhere, you just turn one of these lights, a little safe comes out,
Oh yeah, like I said with these sconces, I just want to hit them on a whip and watch like a heart fall out of them. It's like, what the hell, man?
Pretty nice back here. It almost fits the decor of the movie,
Yeah.
Got our own little Cushing man cave back here.
Yeah, we just need the safe with the money.
Yeah.
Bookshelf.
Bookshelf.
Some knight armor maybe right there.
Right. Replace Marilyn with the skull.
Yeah.
Is that like an upstairs? He's even got. This isn't even like the main.
Oh yeah,
that's like his study.
Yeah,
that's his study only. He's a styler.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even use my other rooms. This is just, where I hang my head.
I can see
other people's.
I can see the wifey knocking on the door now. He's probably like, "What do you want?"
I said, "Give me a minute."
And you're jerking it with the Marquis de Sade.
Making sure this skull is authentic.
I want to see how authentic this skull is. Oh man!
So now he thinks he's scored right here. I guess. He's like,
no, he's gonna
score.
He's gonna snort some reefers. Whatever the thing.
I don't even know what it is.
Kind of snooze, snuff.
In our day, he's just like sniffing Advil. He's like, woo.
It's like
he's got his wad though, so he's
sniff ground tobacco. I mean, I think that's basically what it is. It's like the hash version of tobacco or something.
It's Red Man Chew now, but they used to just sniff it.
And he's just some weird guy living in an apartment that's into all this culty shit,
Especially the real skull.
The skull of the Marquis de Sade. Oh, he kisses it.
That's not good.
Hey there, baby.
Kiss of death. You never want to kiss a...
I expect some head later.
I got the head, now I want the head. Now he's coveting it. Look at it. It's like his little toy.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, anybody who's in range of it, because apparently, dude's colleague had the skull, and that's why he was freaking out buying those statues, like paying ridiculous prices for it, because he was under the spell of the skull.
Yeah. Some freaky deaky shit going on.
That's cool. Great, for anybody that wanted to check it out, like, full on audio and everything. It's a really cool soundtrack. I find that a lot of the soundtracks for some of these old movies are just extremely inspiring.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah,
I think
there's something very metal about the shrieky violins and the.
I think the composer for these is actually a woman that did a lot of, like, she was at the peak at this point of doing all these films, like all the horror stuff, the Hammer stuff and the Amicus stuff too. Like, she was doing all of it at the time, and it was iconic because you knew as soon as you heard it, you're like, yeah, it's the same version.
It's got that gun, where it's like the orchestra is like hitting every note, chromatically at the same time to give it that.
You wouldn't really have these movies without it. The soundtrack adds to the horror and the suspense of it. As does a lot of horror movies. But a lot of horror movies like have to have it, otherwise there's nothing to it. But these movies, it like really.
You take the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think the soundtrack makes the movie.
Yeah,
it's scary, but that soundtrack is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
you watch it, it just makes you like dizzy. It's crazy.
I remember seeing the third one in the movie theater. The second one I think maybe a little more. It was just so freaking over the top gory.
We actually did
with the guys in the car and he's driving. He like saws just part of his head off, and like that part of his head like slides off.
Chop top,
It's great.
Skeet.
the guys at the beginning of the film. It's great.
Yeah, but then I saw
it's bad shit.
I saw the third one, and my very first band, we actually covered Leatherface, the song done by Law's Rocket.
Wow, that's awesome.
I found that damn soundtrack on CD at a used store here about 3 months ago.
I found it for like $1.
That thing's rare as hell.
Yeah.
The Death Angel and the Lost Rocket and all the good. It had some good stuff on it, I thought. I like that movie. He met the Leatherface from that. And the director,
They were goofy.
Didn't the guy that played Leatherface, didn't he pass away?
No, he's still
well, the original, he's thinking of Gunner.
Oh, Gunner,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. The original guy did,
And actually, he's regretting this. He was over at the Mad Monster Party, and that's in
Charlotte.
And he could have got his picture with him in full
regalia
in the fucking Leatherface outfit.
Oh, damn.
I know, and if I'd known about that, I'd fucking died.
It's like $100. I don't know why I didn't, but I met him, but I didn't do the picture and stuff. But I met the other guy. He just looks like a giant biker wrestler.
Yeah, it killed me him down last year. I'm a huge fan of that first movie. I think it's fucking.
Yeah, I remember the first time I watched it. Of course, that was before my time. I remember my mother actually talking about it. She got to see it at the movie theater. And she was just like, because when I started getting into scary movies, I started asking questions. She was like, "Well, nothing touches Texas Chainsaw Massacre."
Right.
It's the first thing she said.
Of course.
And then I saw it on video cassette because that's what, like, me and my buddy, man, we would ride our bikes. There was a place called Vision X, and if you got 5 movies, it was $1 each.
Oh, nice.
Man,
so we'd walk in there with like $5 each, man, and just grab like 10 movies.
Get a marathon going.
Go to the grocery store, get some microwave burritos.
Hell yeah!
Those are the days,
A couple of 2 liters of Coke.
Yeah. You just have a horror marathon and
just watch movies,
out.
Play some Nintendo, and listen to some metal, and read comic books.
Now, what would you listen to at the time when you were getting into horror movies? What was the?
I was into a lot of different stuff. I'm a big avid Rush fan. I've always been a fan of Rush.
Rush is great.
Even before I started playing guitar, and I was only a drummer. Like, Neil was my guy. Just the band and the lyrics and everything. And
of course.
When I started getting into the heavier stuff, of course, that summer I was probably listening to Flotsam and Jetsam, Metal Church.
Oh yeah.
Around about that same time. This might have been a year or 2 later, but I remember listening to a lot of Sanctuary, Refuge Denied.
Nice, man.
While we beat Zelda, the first Zelda.
Listen to Battle Angels to beat the whole damn thing.
Yeah, that's all we did that whole summer was just play
that's great stuff,
Refuge Denied.
That's awesome.
And play Zelda.
They're a great band.
I really like that first. I really like all the stuff they done.
Yeah.
But that first one, man, I saw them open for Megadeth.
Wow.
In
that's awesome.
1988. it was Sanctuary, Warlock, and Megadeth. And the next day I went out and got the Sanctuary cassette. It was at the place called Paradise Records and Tapes.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, I went out the next day and got it, and I wore that fucker out, and then got it on vinyl, wore that shit out, and then I was like, you know what, I guess it's time for a CD.
It's your battle music.
Something that will, oh man, that
Gotta have it.
And I really liked Into the Mirror Black too. I thought that was
It's a great album.
Yeah. A little bit of a different approach. Saw them on that tour with Dead On and Fate's Warning back in the day.
Wow.
They reissued that Dead On album. I bought it last
man, that's
year.
good.
Yeah, man.
That's
It's
good.
got like a whole extra disc of extra shit on it. Some
cool.
weird company put it out. I can't think of the name of that company. But they reissued like some Cro-Mag shit, some other shit, but they reissued that.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
wonder if anybody is ever going to reissue. Remember Fifth Angel?
Yes,
They were
I
being
do.
advertised in magazines about the same time Sanctuary was. I think they had
Yes,
a
I
split
did.
ad. It was probably Power Metal magazine or something like that back in the day.
Yeah, I remember. I was actually going to tell you that the new Flotsam record's killer. I just bought it. It's actually
Flotsam's good.
They're
man.
still
man,
putting
they're
out great
fucking.
stuff.
I saw them a couple years ago with Testament. They were great.
So with Overkill
Oh, yeah.
too?
Yeah, Overkill was in
Yeah.
that bill too.
They're super tight, man. I got to see I've seen Flotsam maybe 3 times. But last time was when we played 70,000 Tons of Metal.
How was that?
Cool.
It was great. I got to watch Flotsam, and they were so super tight. And the guy's voice is still just brilliant.
It's not on a boat. I bet it's epic.
And
Pretty cool.
And of course, got to see Metal Church play twice. And
Their
it's
new
awesome.
record's killer. Have you listened
Yeah.
to that?
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's
good.
great, man.
The second night they played the first album in its entirety.
No
Wow.
shit. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And then the
great.
second night was just like the first 3 albums, which I liked Blessing in Disguise too. I thought it was even
It's
though
a great album.
David Wayne, rest in peace. You know,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, you know, a kid again. Of course, it's like, oh my god, this is what, you know. If it wasn't for bands like Metal Church and Flotsam, man, I don't even know if I'd be playing guitar.
Right.
I got into all the other stuff too, like Slayer and Metallica and Megadeth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there was some extra fire on that guitar work, on like Doomsday for the Deceiver.
It's a great
It was just
album.
that was really going for it, man. The
Right.
guitar work on that is really great.
It's good.
Yeah, it's just metal.
Did you like No Place for Disgrace? Did you like
Yeah, it's great.
You know, the first thing
I
I
really
learned to
like
play on-
Quattro.
That's a great album. The
Yeah.
first thing I learned to play on bass was the Jones.
Hell yeah!
And it sounds dumb, but I was so happy when I learned to play that. I was like, this is great. I get to play the Jones.
Of course, Bastard, Neil Cronin, who's, did your guys' stuff from Annihilation on, produced Quattro and
Mhm.
Drift of Flotsam, so I bet that was awesome.
I didn't even find that out until later.
Really?
The
Until
stuff
he told
he's
me.
done.
I was like, "You did Quattro?" I was like, "No shit, man."
I
like
can
that.
read you some of the shit he's. I mean,
Well, he did Murder Metal, and he did the Dahmer
Yeah,
record.
Macabre, yeah.
Which the Dahmer record, I think, sounds really good.
And Unabomber. It
Yeah,
makes them
Unabomber.
sound like a different band. Like
I mean, Macabre is usually kind of gritty, but
he made them sound like fucking great.
I just love how he made him sound great, but you can tell that it's not like overly fixed.
No, it's still raw.
It's raw as fuck.
It just sounds good.
And actually, from what I understand, from what Neil told me, Dahmer wasn't even done in a DAW. It was done on like ADATs or whatever.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So it was just get it tight. And
Actually
get
have
it,
the CD.
Get it
now,
right.
that's
You know what I mean? And get it right and compress the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know, there you go.
so he did
Unleashed from the East. That was Judas Priest's
That's
first
fun.
live
Yep.
album.
Yep.
He did Sign In Please by Autograph, Under Lock and Key, and Back for the Attack by
Dokken. Those were like my favorite Dokken albums right there.
Yeah.
I saw that in the movie theater.
Freddie, that's awesome.
I was blown away by that, actually. I was
It's a
like,
great movie, and the soundtrack it makes it. It's great. But it's rock and roll, but it's great.
yeah.
Dokken's one of my favorites, so I thought that was cool that
Neil did that. And he also had ties with Warren from Sanctuary.
Did you see they got back together?
Hmm?
They're doing, I guess, a Japan tour or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never thought I would see the day.
I hear they're big in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Japan's pretty cool. We haven't gone there yet for this album, but I'm sure we will. Usually do like 3 shows.
You like playing over
Nice.
there?
Yeah, I mean, I like to play anywhere, man. Metalheads we're different.
Yeah.
We're different from everybody else in the fucking world.
Very appreciative.
Some of the finest people that you're going to meet in your lifetime. Of course, there's assholes in every crowd, but
Right.
Right.
for me, it's like nobody out here is, none of these metalheads are causing any real problems, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's like strapping bombs themselves or trying to blow shit up.
That's what they think.
Trying to push their agenda on you.
Yeah.
You know, trying to walk up to you and be like, you need to listen to Nile. You better fucking listen to Nile. If you don't, you're shit. You know what I mean?
I've said something along the lines of that before, but it
That's
was to a
ridiculous.
friend, you know, not to a stranger.
Well, that's another thing.
Like, hey, nice Katy Perry shirt. You need to listen to Nile or you suck. You know?
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
They
man.
should listen to Nile, but I'm not gonna tell them to.
Oh, you can try anything
They can
once.
figure it out. Yeah.
But
Help me
yeah,
out.
you know what I mean. Like, there's people trying to push shit down your throat. You know,
You can't do that. So the whole focus of metal is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's if you're into metal, then it doesn't matter where you come from and all that crap. You know, political, religious backgrounds, color of your skin. You know, it just kills me because all these people think they're so damn important, and it's like you're just on a ball of dirt floating around in outer space. You're not any important than anybody else on this planet.
Right.
That's
Like,
true.
until you can like mysteriously launch yourself into outer space and travel, then you're not going to be better than me.
It's like none of us are astronauts. We're all just listening to the same stuff.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like people have to me seems have such a narrow, short scope of things.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with that.
But a lot of times when you talk to people, they happen to frequent heavy metal concerts.
Right.
They understand these kind of things and they think the same kind of thoughts.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of past them because they're in their own place. You know, you're at a metal show. You know.
It's okay to be a free thinker with attitude.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
You know. Yeah, they're talking about it. He's like, "Why did you outbet me on them stupid statues?" He's like, "I have no idea, man. That skull got a hold of me. Stay away from." That's what this whole conversation's about. Christopher's like, "Stay away from that skull, dude. It'll fuck you up."
He's like,
That
"See,
was an
it's
awful
fucking
shot.
up my pool game too. The skull. You can't bet on your own games with the skull."
He was going for a triple. It's all good.
He's like,
I'm going into a brief history of the band.
Oh, okay.
We would
Yeah, no
love to.
problem.
We would love to have that. if
"Hell
that's-
yeah!"
Brief history of the band. The band formed in 1993. I actually heard their first demo. I was playing in a different band called Deucalion, which was kind of like a Greek mythology thing. Anyways,
Wow. Cool.
It's
pretty cool.
We were like just kind of old school death or whatever, back in the
nice.
old school death metal kind of thing.
Nothing
We
wrong
were
with that.
kind of getting a little hybrid with some of the tech work or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard Nile for the first time. I was like, hey, those guys are, you know, because we were all just locals.
Yeah.
You know, they were from South Carolina. I was in North Carolina.
Right.
And we were just looking to shop shows because what we used to do back in the day is like trade shows with other bands.
Yeah.
Like we get you a show here, you get us a show there.
Oh, cool.
You know, we would try to work it that way and try to make sure everybody at least got some gas money.
Yeah, sure.
And I heard that first Nile demo, and I was like, man, these guys are pretty fucking good. And we scheduled a show with them, and we had to cancel it for internal reasons in my band. Our band actually broke up not too long after that, which I think was kind of weird.
Wow.
And 3 or 4 years go by. I messed around with a few other projects, and then about 1997, I went and tried out for Nile. I was like, well, these guys are serious.
Yeah.
They put out festivals all the time. It's a good sounding record.
Yeah.
You know, they're obviously serious about what they do. They're not dicking around. So, you know, I discovered them in 1997, and some of the things that I learned about how they got the name and stuff like that was, you know, Carl was writing all these lyrics about Egypt and stuff like that, and the music kind of had that flavor to it, you know, and somebody that was frequenting one of their practices said, why don't you call the band Nile?
Yeah.
Really?
That's simple. Yeah. That's the story I heard. And, you know,
Hey.
and, but anyways, yeah, I started jamming, and it was like, I tried out for them. I was actually trying out for a band that John Bassano used to be in for Demonic Christ. Well, I never made that tryout because my first one was for Nile. And
Of course.
once I sat down and I just learned like 3 of the songs, just to try out, to see if I could get it, and see if they want to work with me or whatever. And I don't know, me and Carl started playing guitar together, and it just kind of worked.
Yeah.
Did you do vocals in the previous band before you joined on?
Yeah, I always had to end up doing it. My very first band, I had some stuff where it was even like, yeah, It's like,
Oh, cool. I
yeah.
think it's cool.
You do the Warren.
So,
Right.
hey, what's up? Still doing the interview, so. Yeah, so I was doing that kind of thing, and of course my voice ended up deteriorating after a while, but
Yeah.
I just ended up doing it most of the time because I could never find anybody to do it.
Right.
And there's been quite a few guitar players over the years that said similar things. I think even James Hetfield said that one time. He was like, he wanted to concentrate on playing guitar, but they could never find anybody. And you have to be at least better, as good as what I'm already doing.
Right, yeah.
And I wasn't a great singer, I could stay in key,
Right.
but yeah, just after a while I was just like, fuck it, man, I'm tired of this shit, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, yourself.
I'll just deal with the consequences of trying to figure out how to sing and play this shit. And
Yeah.
it'll be one more fun challenge.
Did you do the lead vocals in the band before or not?
Yeah, I was, and a lot of times I was the only vocalist in it.
Really?
Yeah. With my buddy, actually the lead guitarist in my other band, Narcotic Wasteland, me and him used to play in a band called Teratosis together.
Okay.
Nice.
And I ended up doing double duty in that band with the guitar and vocals, and the band before that, and the band after that, and then with Nile, I was like, this is cool. These guys are already doing that. So the only thing I said was, well, let me know if you want me to, take a couple of these, and
Right.
we can split it up a little bit, and have like that triple,
Of course.
that triple front assault. And so we did that for a while, and I think there for a few of the albums, it got a little bit more where I was doing a lot of the stuff, but I think on the last couple, we split that back out again. And I like that. I don't think it's good to... it's cool if you got a guy that's got a cool sounding voice or whatever, but
Right.
to split it up and have some different flavors. It's just more information. It's more stuff to kind of sink your teeth into.
Yeah, I like how you did on
At the Gates of Seth, you really branched out vocally, and I think that was... A lot of people were like, no. I really enjoyed your vocal style. I think it added to the band. You guys have been around for a long time. It's not like it's stale or anything like that, but it's really cool. You guys just like, this is what we're doing now, and it sounds great. So
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
it's worked out.
Seth, who got mixed reviews, and we knew when we were going into it with the super clean guitar tone and not that big wall of thick, fat Nile guitar. That was a very different approach. We felt really confident about the music we had put together, and we just wanted it to be as clear as
It's a thing that sounds confident to me. That's why I enjoyed it.
It's extremely
very
clear.
well written album.
It was fun to get to see you. I got to see you play the whole record all the way through.
Yeah, me too. That was great.
Yeah, we saw that tour as well. We saw it in different places. That was fantastic.
We never played Seth through all the way through, but
I saw that tour.
there was
There's one you did 2 sets where you did.
That's what I'm confused.
That was the evening with Nile.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
The one was
confusing
old
them
and
with.
new.
Sorry, Dallas.
Kinda. That's how they worked up. Yep.
There was another one you did.
The second set of
It
the
kinda
older material, I
interweaved.
just remember that being easier. I was like, well, shit, this is time for a beer
It was
now.
cool. Yeah.
You
But
guys,
yeah, the second set opened with Blessed Dead, so we were busting out a lot of
awesome,
stuff from
yeah.
shrines. And
that
stuff
was
like
the first song I ever heard from you guys. I had got some Relapse sampler thing, and I was like maybe 12, and it had execration text on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like doo, 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 like just the drums, and I was just like, Jesus, what the fuck is this? And I looked and I was like, Nile? Oh, I like Egyptian shit a lot too. So
That's instant appeal. Was like, yeah, I love this band.
I saw you guys open for Morbid Angel.
Right on. And see, that's part of the development or the history or whatever. I mean, they before I was in the band, they put out Ramsey's Bringer of War, which was like a limited digipack with Visceral Records or Visceral Productions.
Yeah.
That was the owner was the guy in Hemdale.
Oh, okay.
And the label folded because he was playing in Hemdale and he was going to college and probably had a job too. It was just didn't have time for it.
Right.
Right.
And then Relapse Records ended up picking up a portion of his catalog. And so that's kind of how that all happened.
Right.
And and then the first tour we did was with Incantation.
Oh, that's
I didn't
nasty.
see that.
Yeah, that was the first for Nephron Ka was the tours with Incantation. We did. Well, it was just really the one, but it was a fairly long one. It was our first one out. But that actually got our foot in the door because when Vader was on the Morbid Angel tour, they had to go home. They ran out of money, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
Who knows what happened? I'm not going to even speculate. But either way, there was a slot open, and Incantation recommended us.
That's awesome.
And John McEntee, the gentleman he is, he was like, "Yeah, man, these guys are totally metal. They will step up to the plate." Verbatim. And we went out. We took Pete's, our drummer at the time, his Nissan Quest minivan, and drove it from Greenville, South Carolina to Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
And we stayed in that thing for 2 weeks. And we did that. We got offered back another tour with Morbid Angel after that. So that was kind of our
I'm trying to think what they would have
foot
been
in the door.
touring when I saw them.
It was Formulas.
It was Formulas, yeah.
Great freaking record.
I'm so happy
my
that he's,
favorite.
not to get onto that
Blessed
subject, but
and Formulas, man.
Yeah.
Formulas is fucking
The
nasty.
guitar work on that is quite relentless, and it's very tasteful and means something too.
The
There's a lot of these.
are nasty too.
There's a lot of these guys out there that are very impressive players,
There's no substance.
but you just got to have some hook, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I'll never forget
Gotta
when I
have
saw
licks.
you guys on that tour. There were these like the fucking sun. I don't know if it was something reflecting the stage lights. I was going to ask you about this actually back in January when I was talking about. I was like, what the hell is that? It was like blinding. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I think that was probably the LSD I slipped in everybody's drink.
Well, it worked because I was like, my lord.
I know how to make people interested in this band.
But you guys were killer.
I know what you mean.
It was such a good build.
It was
too.
probably a big wash of like really bright lights.
Yes.
Back then we had the yellow guitars, and everybody instantly just thought sunlight, I guess.
And it was amazing, though. I remember just being like...
Now, those who Gods to Test, that was Eric Rutan that produced that.
Yeah, he did the drums on that.
The drum production.
We recorded the drums
Yeah.
at his place, and then with him and Neil there together, and then we ended up doing the rest of it actually at Carl's house.
Wow. Now, what was it like going back with, or were you even there when they were recording drums with Eric?
Oh yeah, we were all there. We were all
Was that
there.
kind of a homecoming, or you guys stay in touch?
Oh yeah, we just saw Eric actually.
Really?
He was at the Tampa show, so it was cool to hang out and talk with him. And
Because they just
I don't
got
know,
off tour with
to be perfectly
Vital.
honest with you, I mean, I know this is like an interview and everything, but we've done our 5 records with Neil, and no band ever stays with the same producer for very long.
Right.
I wouldn't mind trying a full record with Eric.
That would be awesome.
We would shit.
I don't, people, to me, mixes on albums are kind of relative, but I think what he brings to the table, what Eric brings to the table as a producer, is an attitude.
Yeah, and
You know what I
if
mean?
you listen
Like-
to bands like the stuff he produced for Goat Whore and
Goat Whore.
Belphegor, like he got something out of them I've never heard before.
I think
No one's
something's
heard
funny.
before,
I was telling
Cannibal record was killer
Yeah,
too, man.
Dude,
The
the
albums
stuff
he did on
see,
Cannibal, man.
I think they should have stayed with him. But I told Sammy was telling me beginning of this year how they're wanting to go with a different producer, and I'm like, okay, but I really
think he brings
it's
out
like,
stuff.
I love me. I buy a record if it says Eric's producing. As an old death metal fan, because to me he's like the Scott Burns now.
Yeah.
He's definitely, and to hear him improve at it over the years, I mean, he's really got it going on.
The way he works
And
with vocals
not
is
to
great.
mention this, I'm sure he did his own record, like Infernus.
Yeah.
I think that is a head of death metal masterpiece.
It's a freight
It's
train.
fucking
It's actually,
nasty.
actually the new Hate Eternal for me might be their best one since King of All Kings, and I really
agree with that.
I really like all their stuff, but this one, some of the lead work, and it seems to be like more memorabilia and more catchy and less repetitive this time. So
Yeah.
it's
I
just
think he's
really
worked on that,
great
too.
songwriting.
His craft is really.
Yeah, he's an
one of a
amazing
kind.
guy, man. And Hate Eternal has always been like one of the most brutal fucking bands on
Oh,
the
yeah.
planet. It's like when I think of brutal death metal, I think of like them. I think of Christian,
Suffocation.
Immolation, Suffocation, Gore Guts, and pretty much
Mortician's up there too.
that's a little sloppy for me.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
like, I mean, not to say anything bad about those guys.
Right.
I really enjoyed Hacked Up for Barbecue.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what's weird, man?
Shit.
We've actually
I know,
tried.
it's a great record.
We've tried finding those guys. It's like Roger, no response. Will, no response. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I remember having that shit when it was new. Hacked Up for Barbecue. I just think it's nasty. All my friends made fun of it. I'm like, this is nasty.
Like
What they're
the
doing.
horror
The movie.
movie
I love the
stuff is great.
samples. It's like
Yeah.
totally up my alley.
Yeah. Well, but see, they always had the cheeky. They were a little cheeky too.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything to be like super serious.
Right.
No,
So I
it's just
totally
fun.
got that. Especially
horror fans
when I
just
saw
like-
my buddy with that hacked up for barbecue shirt, I was just like, I was like, man, that is fucking brilliant.
It
you
is.
know?
It was just fun.
And then I heard the record, and it's just like tuned low as shit, and it's just.
It is.
Like the whole thing.
It's like you're actually in a basement upside down. Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh no, he's having a bad dream, and the walls are closing in on him. But here's a great shot.
It looks like
The skull is already getting into his mind.
looks like a Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go.
part.
Oh, that's fucking
Yeah, that's
awesome.
perfect right there. Just the-
Look how it's kind of rigid and shaking to
Yeah,
the side
it's
a
great.
little bit. But he's like, ah. I think I would be too.
morbid visions.
Yep.
It's about as morbid as it gets.
But he's entranced, man. He wants
That
to-
skull is fucking cool.
But the skull is what it's trying to do. Is trying to get you to trying to take control of you and make you kill.
Basically
for it.
possessing, but you know,
Yeah, it's possession, and that's basically what they're
not
planning.
actual embodiment, just like the
Yeah. And
essence of the skull being around is like.
And that's kind of the premise of it. Like they're saying that Marquis de Sade, the reason why he was such a twisted bastard is because he was possessed, which makes great for killer horror movie.
Post-Mad.
You know, this one would be worth rebooting. You know, if they were to do it right.
I don't know, because
remake?
you know the Dracula
because
stuff.
that seems to
even-
be the thing nowadays.
Dracula, even and stuff like this, really fell off the wagon. You know, not on purpose. It's just people don't. You know, the whole Twilight shit and all that stuff kind of took it a different direction. Went out. The romanticism has always been there. That's part of the lore. But you know, you don't really do it like Christopher Lee. It's really hard
Yeah.
to pull off Dracula the way he did.
No, you're right.
And you can't replicate that, but you can at least make something. You know,
I thought with Fright Night, Fright Night kept the romanticism of Dracula, but it also made it very. It's a very violent film too, like the whole Hammer stuff. But it was.
I think it was a good ode to the horror, to the Hammer horror stuff. Was
the satanic rites of Dracula.
Yeah, that one's fucking awesome.
Again, you got your boys here in that one too.
Oh, yeah. That was the second one they did, right? Or was that the first one they did together?
I think it was the first one.
I think it was too.
I got it. I
No,
got
Dracula. Dracula was the first one. Then
Yeah.
they reunited for Satanic Rites.
it. Now, who was Dracula in Dracula 1978? Because was that Nick
Franklin.
Mancuso?
Franklin.
I don't.
It's Franklin Jello.
Okay.
Was it? Because Peter Cushing was in the beginning, but he died. And then he comes back again later on in the movie, but he's supposed to be like Van Helsing's, like relative or blood relative or something.
I just remember laughing my ass off because
That one's my favorite one.
Well, there's that one scene where you look at it shows a shot of the window and he's hanging in the window upside down.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Even when I was a kid, I was like, "That's not scary. That's kind of fucking funny."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a bat. He's like, he's gonna go head first into your window.
Donald Pleasance is in that movie too.
Ah,
Does he?
He is. If we're talking about the same thing, I think we're talking about.
It's the one where the kids are like in the satanic cult in the beginning and they resurrect.
No,
They're
that's-
like,
we're talking about
got
two.
there. Just out of curiosity. Oh, we got time.
6:44.
Perfect. Okay.
He was like, "Come come Beelzebub,
I'm talking about
come
I think I'm talking about
Dracula."
Universal thing. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think you and I may be talking about this. I don't know if we are or not. Franklin Jello Dracula.
It came out. Well, I just remember seeing it on television, and it was one of those things that we recorded again.
yeah.
And I think maybe my mom thought the guy that played Dracula was kind of cute or something. That's why I said Nick Mancuso.
I think in 1972 it was Christopher Lee because he wasn't.
I think
Well,
this
he's
one
in
came
a
out
bunch of
78 or 79.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we're talking about the same one. Pleasance is in that. Dracula 79. It's not a Hammer.
Oh,
thing.
that's
It's a Universal
that's the
thing.
Dracula one.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's the one where he's hanging upside down.
Yeah.
This is the funny one.
There was the Christopher Lee Dracula, and there's that one.
Laurence Olivier's in it,
Wow,
and Donald Pleasance.
that's good.
Yeah, that
That's-
movie I thought was fun.
It's pretty stellar too.
Yeah.
And then later,
I don't think I ever even saw other than the television version of that one.
Dracula 79 is upside down Dracula.
And
So,
John,
Yeah.
here's something weird about it. I just saw
It
when I
makes
was
it the
looking
most
at
evil.
it. John Williams did the soundtrack of that movie.
you're kidding.
That's what it said.
Wow,
I didn't know that.
he really has
Oh,
done
wow.
everything.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. I really like his work. I really like who's the guy who does? I always get him mixed up with the guy in Boogie Nights, played by Burt Reynolds. James Horner.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the motion picture and Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock.
Oh, of course.
I always thought he did a lot of great stuff with that, and he did Avatar.
He did do Avatar.
He did a couple of different ones. It's a good sound guy.
Wow.
Great scores.
That was weird about Peter Cushing when he went to Amicus in the same year. He actually did a Doctor Who film where he was Doctor Who. And it was an Amicus-produced Doctor Who.
This always tripped me out as a kid. Did you watch a lot of TV? Do you remember that ABC? I showed my friend this the other night. He's like, dude, that's too much. I can't deal with it.
You did that to me. You're like, here's another one. You showed me like Superman 2.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
It trips me out. I'll watch that sometimes.
Yeah, he would always be like, I'll just get like really drunk and watch all these presentations.
It's like I grew up apparently in front of the television.
Saturday Night Movie. Honestly, the only things that I ever watched, I didn't watch much television when I was growing up, but I did watch Knight Rider.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're putting Knight Rider out on Blu-ray in like 2 months.
Oh, awesome.
I'm buying the whole fucking thing.
I'm getting them all. Man, the Knight Rider stunt double, like for Hasselhoff, his nose is like twice as long as his, man. To see him doing those like roundhouse spin, like Street Fighter kicks and shit, this is like... Or here's a great one. You guys are movie buffs. You'll love this. In the episode called Trust Doesn't Rust, it's got the prototype car. And he's like the self-serving kid. He was the prototype before they made him, more like Kit, which was preservation.
Right.
Preservation of human race or whatever. Not such a selfish asshole like Carr. Anyways, there's the final scene of the movie where they play chicken and they're facing each other, and Michael knew that he would chicken out, so he drove off the cliff. Well, if you look, there's like 2 or 3 clips when a car is going off the cliff that they actually stole from the movie, The Car, with James Brolin and Kathleen.
I've got that on.
Wow. There's like 3 or 4 fucking frames of that movie in that Knight Rider episode.
Weird.
The car's on Blu-ray now, which you can actually.
Oh yes.
I guess the guy.
It's one of my favorite movies.
The guy that directed that episode, I guess, did The Car, or was it they just kind of put it in?
I don't know.
Story of
well, it's both Universal would be my guess. It was probably.
They needed some quick little stock footage or something like that.
Let's use the car, man.
Aim it at her tits, Eddie. That kind of thing.
Well, I was telling Corey the original theatrical ending of Blade Runner is stock footage from The Shining.
I would believe that.
The driving, the overshot of them going to the Overlook Hotel.
Oh yeah.
That's Sean Young and Harrison Ford driving away with stock footage that Ridley Scott got from Kubrick.
God,
which is fucking crazy.
It's pretty
Good
awesome.
old Stanley. Yeah, he did a lot of great stuff. Yeah, but there was, the thing with Knight Rider too.
Oh, we got the day.
There would be a lot of, oh, that's sweet. I'm totally getting it. But, the thing with the shit, I forgot what the hell I was saying now. No, the thing with the Knight Rider episodes, like same with the old Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Like they had a lot of the same shots of Kit going through buildings. Like there was an episode where he was like some stunt driver or whatever, and he had like these little star decals on down the side. Well, every now and then you'll see like a couple of frames of that in a different episode.
Weird.
That's where they're using that stock for October 4th.
Oh man, yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, they put out Airwolf. I bought Airwolf a couple months ago.
Dude, I tried. They had it on Netflix for a while, and I tried to watch 2 or 3 of those because I watched it when I was a kid.
Right.
And I was like, I can't do this.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad.
It is bad.
It does not stand the test of time.
Do you remember Street Hawk?
Oh yeah,
I love that. I've got that on DVD.
How about Stingray?
Love it. I've got it on DVD.
Again, Nick Manky.
Yeah, that is Nick. Yeah, he's like a Bond or what? You don't really know what he is. Never explains it. I don't think he's some kind of CIA operative or something. People would hire him. Yeah.
Me and my best bro talk about when me and his dad would watch Rockford Files.
Oh yeah, James Garner. That's good shit.
James Garner's great. He reminds me of my grandfather.
Those are on Netflix too.
Yeah, they're on Netflix, and it's just funny. It's just classic. He's like this kind of detective for hire. He lives in like this shitty trailer on the fucking on the damn ocean, and he's going in there and somebody's hiding behind the door and they hit him in the head with a big 70s ashtray or whatever.
That's great.
Classic, dude.
What was that one you got me watching? It's
Oh, Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great
awesome,
fucking
man.
show.
It's classic.
So I'm young.
Chris Carter that was what inspired him to do X-Files.
Yeah.
It's just a great film.
It's fucking awesome.
Great
Yeah,
show.
you've never seen it. I love it.
All that shit's on
Way
there.
past my time.
Oh
but,
yeah,
you
I know, and it
it's
looks
good
better
stuff.
on Netflix than it does on my DVDs. So
Oh man, they stream 1080. I mean, unless you have your DVD player set up with the progressive scan, you get true 480.
Right.
I remember the first time I did that. The first movie I put in after I got my shit all set up with progressive scan with my new TV at the time was Tron.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, it's a great movie.
I was kind of disappointed in the new Tron.
I didn't like it.
I was like, dude,
Couldn't
can
do
you
it.
leave the Lebowski?
Can't do it.
Can you leave the Duders to the Duders and just be Kevin Flynn? Can you just do that for me? That'd
Right.
be great.
I like how they had,
There's an interesting story about the soundtrack, the original soundtrack
Journey.
of Tron.
No.
Well, no,
That one song on there.
it was the composer that got a sex change.
Oh wow.
Was a man, and now
So
it's
the
called
actual
Wendy.
score of the film.
Yeah. So me and a tour manager, we used to have, we used to sing "Slush of my balls, slush of my balls." Get us exchange, get us exchange.
Let's tell you how old I am. I had a Tron birthday party.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, man. I had a
Never told
Tron
me that.
birthday.
That's crazy.
I did. It was at Mr. Gaddy's. We had a Tron birthday pizza and watched Tron. The year before that, we had a Raiders birthday party, which was awesome.
Nice.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I used to play the video game a lot at putt golf games.
Dude, I did
Nice.
too.
And,
There was one here out in West Knoxville years ago.
I actually have it for I have it from my Game Boy Advance actually still, like the original.
Wow.
But I never could get maybe about 3 stages into it, and then you get to the CPU and it's just coming down
Dude,
so
the
fast.
fucking, well, you know what I had trouble was the fucking light cycles. I was killer at it as a kid. Now I try to do it and I'm like, crash. I can't do it. And I've got
old
the
controls, man. They just ain't what they used to be. All that shit, all those buttons.
Discatron was fun too. I've got that.
Discatron was awesome.
You used to just have it stick and that's it.
Yeah, I
The tanks was kind of cool because it was like Pac-Man.
oh yeah, the tanks were very cool, and you could ricochet the shots, and that was the way to really get it.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Tron machines was more than once I'd be playing it, and I'd pull that blue joystick or whatever, I'd pull it back, and the whole fucking front would come off.
Oh shit!
And I'd just be like, oh, I just fucked up. All right, I'm out of here. Yeah, those were always bad about those. I would always break the joysticks on those things. But yeah, man,
My
classic.
uncle used to take me to this pool hall, and that was in there, and there was some type of an X-wing game where I could fly the fucking X-wing.
Yeah.
That was probably
some kind
the
of,
original.
and it looked like the.
Oh yeah, that was
The
the
cockpit
original
of
Star
the
Wars.
X-wing.
That thing was fucking hard as shit.
It's called like a.
Oh yeah, you had to blow up the Death Star.
I bet I'd spend $30 and he'd keep
Just
bringing
called
me
the
quarters
X-wing
to keep
pilot
me.
or something.
Yeah, and I would sit there and just be like,
It was vector graphics, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
that's it.
That was the original one, man. That was a great one.
It was fun. The music was great. It was cool. It was fun.
Oh yeah, you can. I think on one of the Rogue Squadrons, you can unlock the original.
Oh
That's
wow,
awesome.
that is.
I had that for like GameCube or something weird.
Rogue Squadron 2 for
Squadron.
GameCube was
Yeah.
awesome.
One of my favorites.
And the Super Nintendo, the 64.
64, yeah.
I have that one too.
Yeah, because you can do the Battle of Hoth and tow cable the AT-ATs is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
And then Rogue Squadron 2, you can blow up the Death Star.
Yeah. Then play with a friend.
Yeah.
Now he's got the holding the skull Shakespeare style.
My buddy that I keep talking about, he makes stuff like that. He like
Really?
has his own shop. He like sculpts like stuff like that. He had a very, very convincing one.
Really?
Yeah, and it was funny too because there was a weird thing about it because I ended up getting some kind of weird text message about it, but it wasn't from him.
Right.
It was from someone else. Hey, did you get the skull in the mail? And I was like, yeah, because they had come in, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was from him right away.
So you're like,
And it actually was kind of a freaky thing
do I
there
know the
from
mob?
LA.
They're the mob. They're
What in the hell, What
Did
is
he do
up
that
with
at
this
Plaster?
skull? Hmm?
Oh wow.
Yeah, he actually has been doing some art also with like he'll find like a really like cheap shitty pawn shop guitar and like clay it up and like kind of destroy it in the process, but just make really cool looking kind of art with it and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, he made me a really awesome looking skull, sent it to me in the mail. He's like, yeah, I sent that to you just to see if it's cool to send things in the mail, because you know, mail been known to break shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that one got you. Freaked out a little bit, but
that was a cool effect there that they just did.
Yeah, the skull is still illuminating in the background there.
Yeah.
You know, it's pitch black. You can still see.
He's
them.
lighting up the candles now. He's because I think as a writer for what he's into as far as his character, he's probably still really skeptical about this.
Yeah.
And like, so he's lighting up the candles and getting it all evil, and they're like, "Give it to me. Let me see what you got."
It's like, I've only got a taste of the madness. Let's go.
Oh yeah, and the whole cross thing.
He did a little vampire hand creep to open the
There's
door.
like some, I think from what I remember, there's like some really creepy organ stuff playing right now.
You can actually turn on for a second here. We'll get some. We need to hear some of this score on here. There we go.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It's mood setting.
No shit's about to go down. That's what that means.
Yeah, this is getting close there.
I think it's this movie actually where there's not a lot of dialogue at the end of the film at all. It's all music and suspense and like shit happening. This movie's very iconic for the last bit of the film. There's like next to no dialogue going on. It's just
Oh, and I love the shot from
Yeah,
the
it's great.
skull's point of view. That is just
That's awesome.
the direction on this is fantastic. Top notch, man. This is like
yeah, they
There's
definitely
a reason why this is top shelf horror stuff. You have to go back to this.
they worked with what they had, you know, and look at that.
yeah, it's great. Very ominous. It's almost like it's floating, but it's
It's looking at
it's
it.
looking at it.
Oh
It's-
man, it's like ooh, especially when you're like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy crap! I can't believe they're showing this on television.
Yeah.
Well, they used to do the $1 million movie specials back in the day too.
Oh, yeah.
Back when I was supposed to be asleep, but when everybody else was asleep, I would sneak back out in the living room, turn the TV on quietly, get to see all kinds of stuff I didn't need to be seeing. There's also some really interesting, like, little drum rolls and stuff. It's like a death metal riff right here.
Yeah.
With fast beats.
I'm gonna sit here and jam out to the soundtrack, get some licks. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I remember when I was a kid, the big thing for people to rent on the film was the Faces of Death.
Oh yeah.
I go to my friend's house and
It was still big
the
when I was
slaughter factory and that monkey getting beat to death or whatever and all that shit. I don't know if any of that stuff was real or not. The slaughter factory
Apparently it is.
I think the slaughter factory.
I thought it was like actual death videos is what they.
That original Faces of Death, man. I remember I didn't eat Hot Pockets for a whole day.
I found out at the video
I
store
was like, man,
on
fuck
VHS.
that. I was like, that really fucked me up, man.
It's
Especially when they were eating that monkey's brain or
oh
whatever.
yeah, man. Well, they beat it to death.
Oh look
Remember
at
with
the
a hammer.
book.
That's pretty awesome.
It's going next to my buddy.
They're doing really good, like.
And the
covering
practical
up
effects are perfect. You know?
There is a couple of shots where you can see the fishing line.
Yeah.
That's alright. Especially on the Blu-ray, it's like, you know.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's a fucking
kinda
Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if that's where they got all that
Right.
thing flying around.
It's like succumbing to the skull.
The skull said,
He's got balls though to sit there and just like stare at it.
Yeah, I mean, to be what he's into as far as what the character writes, you know,
right,
cult magazines and stuff like that. He's like extremely intrigued that. Because who knows? He's probably like a total skeptic and maybe even an atheist or something. Just
right.
Like, yeah, right. The best time to be wrong about that is in a horror movie.
That's right. Yeah. He just kind of leaves it there.
He's trying to figure it out. I would actually love to have a clock like that. Oh, he's breaking in to get those statues. I forgot about that part. Crazy fucker.
It's like I need more demonic shit.
Yeah.
Those are bitchin' statues.
They really are. Those are great.
Put them outside so my neighbors will leave me alone.
Marky decides, like, go get me those statues and a case of water and a case of beer.
Yeah, those are bitchin' statues.
And a veggie tray.
That's the most brutal of all.
Yeah, there he is. He's like, what the hell are you doing in here, man? You just broke my window.
That's how he knows he has the skull, because he's stealing his shit.
He's just looking at that thing like, Sargon.
Damn.
Classic with the cool balls.
Yeah.
That didn't look deliberate at all.
He's actually very nice about it. He could have been a lot worse.
I can see him later off the set over a cigarette. Hey man, did you really have to hit me that hard? Jesus.
Now you check me out with the statue. Which statue is that?
That looks like... I know there's a Leviathan and a Beelzebub. But as far as the actual what they're supposed to look like, I'm not sure.
It's like I brought you a present.
That looks like something crazy up there.
It's like a mask or a head or that looks like some Oriental or
And Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got some weird shit in there like that. I bet there's probably like a shrunken head in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
That is actually a really cool statue.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that.
If you had it, it'd have those damn eyes on it.
Get a dentist.
Damn. Kiss your mother with that mouth?
Nice grill, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, now I got my,
Oh, here you go.
my
There's a great
paraphernalia.
light.
Yeah. Turn on, turn off. It's simple but effective, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. That book.
Yeah, the book looks great. That's actually quite beautiful.
Definitely want to read it, whatever.
I'm gonna just get a table just like that.
Have those three.
Just somewhere in my
Items
house,
on
I'm
it.
just gonna have
Hey, cool.
this table.
Yeah. You don't know what this is? Well,
like, you know, 3.
Even the lamps and shit are cool. Like everything.
If I did that in my house, like maybe 2 out of all my friends would get the reference.
You have a study like that.
yeah. They're like, dude, when do you start reading all these books? It's like, I don't. It's just my study.
I would actually.
Yeah.
Now there's the pentagram that just
Awesome.
matter, you know.
That's right.
Black magically appeared. That's great.
Oh, what a beautiful soundtrack. Very tense.
Now there's the dagger. See, I don't know what the hell's going on. Just
Yeah,
a good
he's
part
getting,
about it.
getting these urges, and he doesn't.
Very beautiful dagger too. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet, but a dagger.
I like how the music is going almost random.
Yeah. This kind of fits with the thoughts in my head about what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
it's just random. You don't know what's about to happen. It's
it definitely works. Oh, that's a great effect.
Yeah. It's going to kill that woman in her sleep, or
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. You're gonna, I want to say what it is actually.
I love how the door opens and closes without him touching it.
Yeah,
that's what's always funny about Star Trek, especially the old one. The door never opens. It doesn't matter how close they're standing to it. It never opens until they're ready to leave.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I gotta show you this. I think you think it's funny. I was a nervous wreck too about doing this. Shatner was here last month.
Oh, nice.
I went down and met him, and he was unbelievable. I about passed out on him. I'm a super dork for that stuff.
And look at that mirror in the background.
Oh, now the book and stuff is gone.
There's the Force. She's got that cross on her, so she's safe.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, man.
Man, he was so cool. And I slipped him a bottle of Canadian whiskey, and his handler's like, "Oh, he'll love that new one."
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
And then for you here, a little home cooking I did.
Nice.
Got my Panthers jersey on too. He was all about that.
Hell yeah, man. That's
Woo!
good.
I love Ric Flair.
Hell yeah.
He's always hammered.
He was hammered the whole time.
No matter where the hell he is. He's like, I gotta find a getaway. Get that fucking necklace off of her.
I love that Netflix has all the Star Trek shit on there. It's awesome.
It's all of it too.
It's just convenient, man. It's
Hulu
all
does too. Hulu has all that stuff. So it's gotta be out there. You gotta.
Sometimes I'll just put on The Next Generation and pass out on the couch for a while.
Oh yeah,
That's what I've been doing. I was never like super into it, but I grew up watching Next Generation and stuff. But lately, I've been just putting it on.
What's your favorite?
Well, I like the original series the most. I think that the storylines are better.
It's great.
There's some really good episodes on Next Generation, but there's also some really bad ones.
Yeah.
I'm a big Deep Space Nine fan.
I love that one too.
I never can get into that.
It is super dork. It's like
It's a little bit on the soap opera side.
Yeah,
actually,
definitely.
The last real good science fiction that came out for me was that reboot of Battlestar.
You like that?
I thought that was incredible.
You like original Battlestar?
Oh yeah. I'm a Glenn Larson fan.
Oh yeah, man.
I hated to hear that he passed away. It's been like a year now since he passed away. But again with the rebooting, if they were to do if they were to reboot Knight Rider, but make it like more post-apocalyptic or dystopian or something.
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be a good idea.
it would be cool to see it.
Yeah, and not as cheesy, because there was a lot of great concepts on that show.
Well, see, that's why I like Street Hawk so much. He actually killed people.
Yeah.
He would dress up as like this vigilante, and he was a cop. That's what was crazy. If you remember, and he kills people. I remember being a kid because George Clooney's in like second or third episode.
No.
And I was showing it to a friend of mine. He's like, "The fuck?" And I'm like, he's killing people too. I'm like, "Yeah, man, this was racy for when I was a kid." It's like
hell
this,
yeah.
He's riding around on that bike, fucking killing people. And the guy he talked to was like, he was like Punisher before the Punisher, or whatever. But
he's wearing like a Hugh Hefner robe on.
yeah, that Mill Creek company's they put out Airwolf, and they're putting out Knight Rider. They're putting out all the Miami Vice. I want all the Miami Vice. I love the first like 2 or 3 seasons.
Miami Vice was very cool. Anchor Bay was a company that I noticed their name would be on like the car DVD or on the old video cassette, because I still have all that. I couldn't believe I found any of that crap on video cassette.
Well, Scream Factory is the company you can look for now to have all that stuff.
Oh, Killer.
Either them or Arrow.
Killer. I'm definitely adding to my collection, man.
Because the car came out towards the end of last year. I bought that. Yeah, it's beautiful too. It looks awesome.
And you know what? I've always wanted that car.
Oh yeah,
that is the most metal car ever. And I think it was based on the Lincoln Mark IV.
That sounds right.
It's like a 72 model or something like that. Every now and then I'll see one, and I instantly see that profile, and I'm just like,
it's great.
It's the car. It's the car. Yeah. No, I would love. And there was somebody actually did recreate it. It's in Europe.
Really?
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Skull's just everywhere now.
Oh yeah.
Breaking shit, putting out candles.
He's pissed now because dude won't do what he wants him to do.
He wants him to kill his damn wife. I was like, come on, man. I did all the creepy shit, made the pentagram happen out of nowhere. I'm opening and closing the doors for you, and you can't even kill your wife. Fuck. Love that.
Now that's a really cheap way to make shit creepy. I remember this. Which movie was it that the guy actually purposely reached up and swung the light and started laughing? Oh God, what was that?
Shit. I know what you're talking about.
Another a good swinging light was in Reanimator in the basement with the cat.
Oh, yeah.
That
whole
scene's
Vestron video.
That whole shit.
All that stuff. They put Rada Reanimator out earlier this year on Blu-ray. This deluxe thing.
Nice.
If you're familiar with the movie Society, I've got that on Blu-ray. Bunch of that shit, man. Same. From Beyond.
I love From Beyond. Yeah.
And that movie's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
That was screaming.
Bit his head off like a gingerbread man.
Yeah, man. It's fucking.
Yeah, that's classic.
My favorite part of From Beyond, I think it's the doctor's favorite part too, is when Ken Foree comes in and he was like, I thought I told you to get dressed, and she's like, I did. And she's she's in there like that dominatrix shit.
That movie's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah. Wearing the Miskatonic University shirt.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of those in real life. I've always wanted one of those.
Oh wow.
But actually, the next shirt I'm going to get is from tshirthell.com, and they have this one.
They have funny ass shirts.
They got, it's got like Darth Vader, the Star Wars cast or whatever, but at the bottom it says Star Trek.
Yeah. Just to be like, people know what it is or something.
And of course, my favorite one that I wear on the show is the line that I got from them a few years ago. It's got Jesus on the crucifix, and it says, "Men who wear sandals get what they deserve."
There's a really fucked up one, but for it does have pyramids on it, and it says slavery gets shit done.
I own that one.
You do.
And I used to wear it, but I don't think it's like the best shirt to wear.
Yeah, not now. Not now.
Everybody's really sensitive about it.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm not trying to purposely offend anybody.
Right.
If you just get offended in passing, there's not much I can do about that.
No. That shirt's funny though.
It's
historically.
They got some great ones. They got some really fucked up ones.
There's ones where it's like Sesame Street on drugs, and they're all all like slobbering because they're on like heroin and shit.
I buy a lot of shirts from this company called Fright Rags. They've got all these horror shirts.
They're great. Yeah.
I've got a Reanimator one. I've got a Evil Dead one with Bruce on the front.
There's a Halloween 3 Season of the Witch shirt. It's got that badass cover on it.
I'm gonna have to check them out.
Yeah, man, there's some cool shit.
Yeah, see, he's fucked up now.
Yeah.
He's unstabbed the skull.
Stabbed the skull. Now he's gonna. Yeah, your time's running out now. That's awesome. Nice touch. Now you know it's serious because Skull's pissed.
Time's running out.
It's like, yeah, I can move the dagger into different rooms. Now he's trapped.
Oh no!
I will say, because I wanted to talk more about some Nile stuff. Your guys' new album, the newest one from last year, it's really dark record for you guys, I think.
Thanks.
It sounds different, but not as far as intensity, but the mood of it is very fucking dark. And what was the writing process for that one for you guys?
Pretty much. In a way, as far as the process itself, it's usually the same. We're just working the demos, and we flesh out the demos in their entirety, and the vocals and everything on them, and then we kind of tweak on that and do the editing from that point. If something's playing for too long, or you get a new idea, that kind of thing. So we usually just flesh out the demos as much as we can, and then things always you end up trying new stuff anyways later on when you're in the studio. But for the most part, that's been our process. And it pretty much the same thing. This time we didn't have Neil Kernan with us there the whole time.
Right.
It was just me and Carl doing the guitars, the vocals, and the bass together. Just me and him hashing it out in a room together. We had a lot of fun. This time.
Yeah.
And we just really felt that we were kind of giving back the best of both worlds. I don't think that Sethu was necessarily the right thing for us. It was a little too squeaky clean.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to give that.
I think it was something definitely that you guys
wall back.
You needed to put it out there, though. I think it's your highest charting album, isn't it? Sethu?
I'm not sure. I
know it cracked the 200, which is pretty impressive.
I don't really.
For death metal these days.
I don't really keep up with all that.
Pretty sure it did. Not every day you hear an Egyptian themed death metal band's on the top 200. That's pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah.
It's
I have to say that I feel extremely lucky that this has happened for us, because even back when I was just playing like punk thrash crossover and I was just some dickhead with a skateboard,
that's how Metallica started.
I just I never really knew or cared if I would be able to do it on this level. It just never really occurred to me. Of course you're not going to be able to ever do this on this level. You're some poor boy from North Carolina or whatever. So I never even, I just went ahead and put that out of my head, but I still wanted to, be in a band
and play music
and do it as much as we can on whatever level we can. And I think that's where everybody was at when this all came together. So we're just really happy that we're able to still be relevant after 8 albums, and I think one of the reasons why is because we're staying active.
Yeah,
we're still trying to write the best stuff that we can write, and not take 10 years to do it.
The substance is definitely there. You guys haven't lost any touch. You guys have really experimented with your sound, and it's paid off. And I think going back to your roots a little more on What Should Not Be Unearthed definitely paid off also. But it's not like it's the same stuff again. It's new, it's different. But it's still you guys. It's great.
Yeah, we just want to expand and get better. And not just with playing, but with the songwriting and all that stuff. That's such a completely different pentagram. That don't even look like the same table.
No,
it doesn't even have the design on the top of the table anymore.
Yeah. He was like, I'm not going to get these guys the full show.
If my buddy was here, man, he would be like pointing out like boom mics and shit hanging down in the shot.
Oh wow!
Hey, he's one of those. He can see all that crap. It's like, man,
awesome.
And that's just it. That's the end.
It's kind of like how it actually panned out in real life. But they didn't actually find the skull, so it's missing. But this one, it's like they never figure out what the hell's going on with the skull or anything.
Yeah, because when the detectives walk in, even if they do see the skull there, they'll think the guy was just into some weird Satan shit.
Yeah, they're like
was fucking around with his skull in this book and decided to kill his wife or whatever.
Right.
It's like whatever, if that would have happened nowadays, they probably would have blamed a video game or a heavy metal band or something.
Right. Yeah.
I still can't get over that the chick from Fear Zone. I'm a huge Bond fan. Was in this. That's just weird.
Yeah.
She's like really young in this. She's really old in that movie. And that movie's like 81. And she's like, I was like 6. She's like,
no, this was done in England.
In Middlesex, England.
I just love the end.
Yeah. And that's it. There's the credits they got.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that movie.
I enjoyed it. I've never seen it.
I did.
The Blu-ray looks really good on it too.
Yeah, that's awesome. It looked great. That was 65.
That was one of the things that twisted my brain way too young.
Yeah.
No, a great horror movie. And
first horror movie I ever saw was The Exorcist. I was like 5, and I didn't sleep in my room for a week. Like, Mom, can I sleep with you?
That got me. I saw that at a drive-in, and it scared the shit out of me. Although I love it.
I pissed my pants, just like Reagan pissed my dress. And there's never looked back. I loved the thrill I got out of it, but since then, nothing's really scared me. I've just enjoyed the whole horror thing. I started watching Friday the 13th and Halloween and Texas and all that.
Yeah,
Phantasm, Evil Dead, and all that stuff. So
I saw The Shining way too early. My parents.
That movie freaked me out too.
I'm pretty sure it was at a drive-in. I was supposed to be asleep in the back of the car. But
I wouldn't watch that movie.
I was silently just going, "Oh my god!" And he's riding down those hallways in the tricycle and those. Come play with us, Daddy.
And when they're dead,
Come play with us, Dallas.
Right. That's
forever and ever and ever. It's just like, oh my god, this creepy girls. And
the freakiest part for me was when he goes into that. It's like that hot chick supposed to be in that bathroom. And it's like, it's that woman. Like, I don't know. That I didn't watch that movie for a long time after that.
Well, I was like, you're probably me. I was about his age when I saw it. And it's freaked me out of me.
Yeah,
I was like,
I was born in '74. So.
Same here.
Yeah, June the 6th.
August.
Yeah,
11th.
There you go. Yeah, so we're about the same. Yeah,
horrified.
Way too damn young. To
My parents thought they thought I had fell asleep in the theater, and I'm just sitting there going, I was like, I want to leave. Why is nobody listening to the old black man? Let's leave. I want to leave. Because I was like, it scared the shit out of me as a kid. I love it now. I can watch it whenever.
I think that's what ended up fascinating me so much about it, though. And then, Jaws made me want to be a marine biologist before I ever became a musician.
Yeah. Such a great.
And I just, now I know so much shit about sharks just because I loved that movie and watched it 1,000 times.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
You want to be the guy to bust in there and be like, I can tell you to get rid of that shark, Chief.
Same thing with, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You don't want to go to Texas for a while after watching that. I think real effective horror movies are where they actually scare you to the point where you're not going to do something in real life for a while. Like if you watch Jaws, you're not going to go swimming for a little while.
Yeah, I don't like to go swimming in the ocean now.
Yeah,
no,
and you don't want to go to Texas, or you don't want to go to summer camp.
It's like whatever sharks. I don't like jellyfish either.
Yeah, sting my balls, and
you're just kind of opening the probability of something to happen when you go out there.
Did you ever go to the Universal Jaws?
No, I never went there. But I did see some stuff about how the damn shark never really actually worked during the movie. They were always having like mechanical problems with it. It was just a big old piece of shit.
What's weird is that I've been to the one in California.
Yeah.
And the one in I had a funny story. We went to the one in California, and I was really disappointed with it. And we were on the tour, and I left the tour and went up and checked out the Psycho House, and they threw us out.
Oh, shit.
Because they told us not to do it. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Did you take a quick snapshot? You're like,
I did. I have a picture of me in front of this fucking Bates house.
Yeah, it's just one of those moments where it's just like, yeah, what shoulda, coulda. I'm going to be, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, because my friend Peter's like, we're going to get thrown out if you go up there and do it, and we did, but it was worth it, I guess. So, I was real disappointed with the Jaws thing. I thought it would have been cooler than that.
Yeah.
You get there, and it's like, come on.
Well, they had that mummy adventure.
Piece of shit fucking shark.
Yeah. I ain't going there. I didn't mess with that.
It's like that thing, it doesn't look 100% convincing in the movie, but it looks really bad in person.
Yeah.
The shark.
Yeah, it was. I was like, why did I want to come see?
He's old. He's got bolts falling off.
What's on the Universal tour? It wasn't like for a park, but it was just like, I don't know.
Looks like a gigantic squeaky toy.
The Psycho thing was cool though. That was
oh yeah.
Because the fucking Bates Motel's here, and I literally got to go stand up on the steps where that whole damn.
And then they're like, you're like,
oh, he threw it. That guy threw it.
Yeah. I want to go to the Twin Peaks thing they have.
Hell yeah.
Are you excited about the new show? I know I'm.
I really wish they would get on with it. And,
January.
Okay.
They're filming it as we speak.
They're rolling.
Or they've wrapped. Actually, they wrapped. It's done.
Oh, nice. Good.
And it's everybody. There's a lot of cast members that are not. There's a lot of cast members that did come back and then didn't.
Some that didn't.
David Lynch is still calling all the shots on it. So
good. Well, that's one of the reasons why he was at first when they were talking about doing it again. They were kind of like, "You can't do this," and he was just like, "Bye-bye."
Yeah, he did. He was like, "See ya."
No, fuck
it's
this.
my way or no way.
Yeah,
it's his baby.
Mr. Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that movie.
We just watched that recently.
He had never seen it, and I kept telling him, "I go, I'm
Dennis
Frank.
Hopper, goodness, yeah.
I'm Dennis Hopper in that face." It's like,
who was I? I was his friend that sells him drugs. You said that was me.
Yep. You're Frank's here.
Frank's here.
That's a great movie.
Do you want me to? I love that movie's just great.
Yeah.
Blue Velvet. It's a great film.
Yeah, classic.
And he's more of a thriller suspense guy, but David Lynch also. I mean, he made some freaky
so
shit
much in that movie. That's just
Lynch has got some. He's got that element of weirdness. He's got that. There's a little bit of Eraserhead in everything he does.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Twin Peaks. I mean, like everybody always says it. Fish in the percolator. Like, what the fuck, man?
What makes sense to him. It gets you thinking about it.
Yeah, man.
Now for the let's go from horror to shitty Jaws to Nile again. We'll just bounce around. For like the actual lyrics, is it mostly Carl that does that stuff, or are you actually really into the Egyptian stuff as well, and you kind of collaborate on stuff? Or
I'm very interested in it, but I haven't written any lyrics since the song "Wind of Horus" on Shrines.
Wow!
And just because I'm so happy with the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah,
it's I feel like he's one of the greatest lyricists in the business.
I agree with that because he's telling actual historical stories. You can learn shit from. Who would have thought you can learn shit from death metal?
And the way that
like actual historical.
So I enjoy just working with the music aspect of that,
yeah.
And writing a few tunes for the record. Just writing the music, and it seems to work that way. And there's a lot of also rhythm and verse that's his stuff.
Right.
So it's it's a joy to work with the material.
Oh yeah.
It's literally, if I start reading that stuff, I instantly start hearing
like riffs
music in my head.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of fun to work that way. If I do come up with a cool idea, then maybe I'll bring it to the table. Like I might do like a couple little tweaks on something.
Yeah.
But no, it's 100%. His lyrics. Yeah.
He's got some long song titles. They get longer, which I love. I love trying to. It's almost like you're deciphering hieroglyphics. You're trying to memorize the song title itself. And there's Ithaphalic. It was papyrus containing the spell against attacks from he who was in the water.
Papyri containing the spell to preserve its possessor against attacks from he who was in the water.
That's it. Yeah, crazy. That's good shit.
That was always fun to announce at the show. And it was always fun to fuck it up every now and then too, and just be like, but hardly anybody would notice. But there would always be that one guy.
I always wanted to be the cool kid and be like, yeah, I'm listening to this song. Like, what is it? It's like papyri containing the spell.
To say something else too. I feel like I have to bring this up. You all have the best drummer. He is a fucking monster.
I like Pete too. Pete was good too. Which actually, Chief and George are on some of your newer records too with backing vocals.
Yeah, we invite some guys in. Even John Bassano comes in and does a few little sick things here and there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the split ups were in this band as far as changing lineups, changing members has been pretty diplomatic and amicable. No hard feelings, and people just want to do different stuff or whatever the case may be without getting into it. But yeah, we still see those guys, and Chief and Pete still live in our area. All that stuff. And there you go. Yeah, I haven't talked to Tony in a while, but he was supposed to be at the Tampa show, and I think he said hey or whatever. But yeah, I haven't talked to Tony in a long time, so I'm big old
Yeah, George is
a fucking monster. I mean, I don't know what else to say. His if you remember the Atlanta show back in January, he I don't know if he knocked some part of his kid off or what in the first song. I was like, wow. They had to fix his. I don't know if he knocked a cymbal loose or what he did. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That guy is always breaking shit.
Because y'all just do a jam.
Weird. He was
about him breaking the damn kid.
Yeah, it's
the last time.
Break your drums, George. Every time. It's like every other night, man. I'm serious. Like, he'll look at me and be like, dude, I broke like 10 sticks tonight. I'm like, no shit, really. Fucking doesn't surprise me at all. He goes through like 6-7 cymbals a tour.
He's trying to solve
he listens to his drums and in-ears.
Yeah,
He's got the in-ears. And, he'll sweat those out and they'll break, and he'll get pissed off and throw those. Fucking piece of shit, And, he's intense, man. Very intense guy. Very super cool and laid back, but when he's behind that kid, there's nothing laid back about it at all.
No.
It's like...
That's what I mean, we make jokes. We'll just be at something like George. It's just ridiculous. He's so... I don't even know what to say about it other than he's just amazing. It's just like, wow. Just to have that kind of power behind you guys, it just throws it completely out there. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I like the fact that he can play fast. That's one of the things we like to do, but that's definitely not one of our main focuses. Our main focus is just writing heavy shit.
He's like Neil, though. He's got those. He can do
he's got some
filler. Yeah, I mean, it's a complete package, I think.
Yeah, you know, he's got it all. He's got some chops, but he can play fast, you know, and you know, he's very intense. He's very consistent from night to night too. Like, you know, even on a bad night, he's like, a lot of people wouldn't even come close on a good night, you know.
Sure.
And yeah, he does a great job. He's super laid back, super cool, but when he gets behind that kit, you leave him alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when he gets back there, man, he gets, you know,
the skull takes hold.
Oh yeah, the skull, the skull of the Marquis de Sade.
Yeah.
Takes hold of George and
he kills his drum
stab
kit.
his drums.
It's it's there. It's
now I'm gonna have to give him a skull and like a Beelzebub statue
in the book.
And a book.
Yeah.
And a little table or whatever. He'll probably just end up using it like a drum.
He'll break it. And it's like
it's crappy.
Because that's what drummers do. They just beat on everything.
Yeah.
Like, the whole world is a drum. But yeah.
Like I gotta practice. Give me your head.
Killing it.
I think my favorite thing vocally you ever did was Sarcophagus. It's still my favorite.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's got some gutturals on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You come in the music video. You're in the the cemetery where you still got you rocking your hair.
Oh, right on.
Curls and stuff. And you're just like, who dares to stir? The first time I saw that, I was like, Jesus, my fucking dick just blew off.
Yeah, I've been
awesome.
trying to have a little bit more variety, but when I listen back to the earlier Nile records, I'm just like, wow, man, that's really deep.
Yeah.
So, like the past record and like just recently, I've been trying to blend more of everything together. And
I think that's a really nice mix too. It's paid off.
to have like the angry, aggressive, like but also have the
you gotta have the which Carl always does too. He's got.
You guys work well off each other.
Man.
It sounds
Thanks,
so
man.
It sounds so fucking good live too. That's another thing I've never. You don't see. I don't know. I'm not real impressed with a lot of newer bands. I won't go there with it, but yeah, I like my death metal in a certain way. So
yeah. There's only a few things that there's like two new bands that I really like that
Really?
are death metal. Yeah, one of them was Hideous Divinity from Italy.
I've heard
I'm not
of them,
sure
but
if
I've
I've
never
heard
listened.
that.
I actually did guest vocals on a track on their last album. The album's called Cobra Verde. It's based off some book.
We'll have to check that
Wow.
out.
Okay.
But they have a lot of the almost the They Live looking art on some of their
Oh,
albums.
awesome! Like Obey and.
Oh yeah, they have all that shit.
That's awesome.
Definitely check them out.
And then there's a French band called Svart Crown, which remind me of they actually remind me of Immolation a lot.
Wow.
Really?
And I don't know. It's real. It's real fucking death metal.
Yeah.
It's not what people are trying to pass off as metal nowadays.
Sure.
It's not, And these are the same people that are apparently calling what I listen to dad rock. Well, guess what?
Man.
Everything I listen to is dad rock. You want to know why? Because I'm a fucking dad. That's
Right.
why.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just we Corey's never seen Malevolent Creation. We're going to see them in October, and it's just like that's the stuff I listen to. I like.
Oh, sure,
I
man.
like. That's what I'm. I'm more excited. We're seeing Slayer a few nights before that, but I'm more excited about seeing Malevolent.
Me
I'm
too,
just
'cause
like,
I've never seen them.
he's never seen them, and Incantation's on the bill too. So it's
I've seen them.
kind of a double shot.
Malevolence Killer Live. I have yet to hear their latest one. I heard good things about
It's
it.
fucking great.
Dead Man's Path.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The last one that I
That
actually
album
heard
was a
by them was fucking 2000. I'm almost 10 years ago. It was Doomsday X, and I thought that was a really good
Oh, it
one.
was.
This new album's a shit.
Oh, it's great.
Like it.
Jason's back with him too,
Yeah.
which I know he's in and out or whatever.
It's just
but-
a shred fest. It's like all out assault.
And Eric Rutan did it. So
Yeah,
it's
very
pretty.
impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very impressive.
So it's got.
Rudy. I love Rudy.
But I love it, and I still I'm excited to see him do it live. It's
Yeah, man.
Mhm. Well, they're always tight as shit. I saw them when they had Dave Colross on drums years
Wow.
ago.
Hell yeah.
And he's just kind of like, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's just really solid. He's like a freaking machine.
Yeah.
His kick drum work
Hit for
is
hit.
just, he's just dead on. I've actually seen clips of him with Suffocation, which was very cool. It's actually cool to A, B, and C, like Mike Smith, and then see Cole Ross, and then see Kevin Talley. Yeah. I haven't checked they got a new guy now, but
really,
if you just watch those guys,
Kevin's not with him anymore. No. Oh, I did not know that.
They're all great drummers for Suffocation, but they all just have their own different style.
Yeah,
a little bit different flavor. But I really enjoyed watching Talley with them. But apparently the new guy kicks ass. So.
We had Mike on the podcast.
Oh, right on.
What a... You should check it out. Man, well, you were talking about an interview. That was a fucking...
He is literally goes into the juice, like start to finish of the history of the band.
He went through the entire thing. I was like, wow. So it was just cool to talk to him about that. But I think it's... We had a band on the other night that I'm a big fan of. Speaking of Cool Ross, he actually played on one of the records, like Orgasm. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of that band. I think those guys are fucking cool. And we had all those guys on, and I got out of control. They were talking about taking pictures of their shit and all this other stuff. Kind of crazy, but we never actually got to talk to him about that day. We were trying to talk more with Damien, and he didn't. He was awesome, and I don't think he really wanted. I would try to get him to unearth some stuff for us or whatever, even kind of go into the Broken Hope, and it just never really.
He would, but
never really
partying and.
Oh, they were. We had a blast with them. It was fucking great. But I love those guys. It's hard for me to find newer stuff that I really like, because it seems like it goes down this other thing that I can't.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely check the Hideous Divinity out. I think you'll like that.
I've heard of it.
It's straight up brutal fucking death metal. I mean, it's no bullshit.
Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want.
What was the name of
these bashy breakdowns? Like I can't stand that.
The slam.
I can't do it, man.
Well, okay, just
Suffocation. I think not to listen to a breakdown. Suffocation.
Let's go there. We have to because they hate us anyway. Whitechapel's from here.
Oh, I didn't know they were.
You're in there. You're in there. Yeah, and we're not. Big
That's
fans.
not we're in Jacksonville, Florida, and that apparently was Limp Bizkit territory.
Oh man. Well, the good thing about Jacksonville, Lauderdale's right there, and you got the Malevolent guys. They're hopefully kind of been there for a long time, so that's cool. But no, I'm not a fan of deathcore and all that stuff. I can't do it. I don't know.
I'm a riff guy. I like shredding and I like riffs.
I just can't do it, and I go to a show, and you can appreciate we're the same age. You go to a show, some kid wearing a death shirt to get laid. It's really I saw death. It's like
wow, he's definitely wearing the wrong shirt.
Right, but he's got it like Hot Topic, and it's like this. His nuts are showing. It's come on, dude.
Oh yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do that stuff.
But you get me just a good shred riff for the Blast Hour. That's for me.
Chuck played in here on the Human Tour.
Oh, killer!
In this building. It was a totally different venue, but they played in here. Venom played in here in '91. Slayer didn't play here till the very first time till '98. And I'll tell you another cool show that I saw in here was Pestilence was on the same bill with Death, but I also got to see Gorguts, Napalm Death, Godflesh, and I can't remember who else was on that. Oh, Cryptopsy was on that bill too.
Oh yeah,
back in the day. So some cool stuff on that stage, but not so much anymore. I don't know. I find myself getting older, so I have more and more trouble finding death metal that I like.
Check out my other band.
I would love to.
It's called Narcotic Wasteland.
Oh, I'm going to.
Wow, that was some thunder.
Narcotic Wasteland.
It's the skull, man.
Yeah, it's the skull.
The skull's setting
up
the
was
show
like piss
tonight.
porn
It's setting up. But yeah, I'll
it's
definitely.
It's good to watch a horror movie and have the.
Can we buy that stuff?
I'll just give you guys a copy. No worries,
man. I would love that. I would love it.
Narcotic Wasteland.
Yeah, I hope you check. I hope you like it. I'm actually 6 songs into the new record. This one I put out in 2014.
The other guys, or is just you doing your thing?
It's me. Yeah, it's a full band. It started out just being me, then I was like, the more I got into it, the more I wanted to put a band together.
Sure.
And we're actually just tried out a drummer that we really think is going to work out, and hopefully we're going to start playing some shows with it soon. But for now, I'm just wanting to, get this other record out, and that way we'll have like 2 albums worth of material to play live.
Any influences that, or is it straight up death metal stuff?
I would say it's just some old school deathy, thrashy. There's some black in there. I mean, it's just kind of nice stuff, and a lot of the lyrical content talks about the pharmaceutical issue that's going on right now with people getting strung out and that really bad. Like pharmaceutical drugs kill more people than all the street drugs combined.
It's a big problem here.
It's a big problem everywhere. Yeah. And this is where me and the bass player and the other guitar player grew up. We grew up in a situation where that was really all there was to get into.
Right.
Oh, wow. You know what I mean?
You got the guy from the Skull sniffing the snuff on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and actually, we did a video for the song called "Keeping Up with the Jones."
Okay.
And in the video, the actor in the video actually snorts the logo.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and it's kind of a little cheeky thing on words, but basically it's talking about how people would compete with you get a TV, so your neighbor's got to get a bigger TV.
Yeah,
right.
Well, now all that's gone because everybody's strung out on fucking drugs.
Right.
You don't see that anymore. And while that was really bad, it was kind of fucked up. Now they don't even have that. So that's what the song is kind of about. But I hope you guys dig it.
Yeah,
man, definitely. That would be awesome.
Narcotic Wasteland, guys. Definitely check that shit out. Hideous Divinity. Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of those tracks, an Italian band. Sounds pretty sick just by the name. It sounds pretty gnarly.
It's cool stuff. The bass player did a cover of Permitting the Noble Dead to Descend to the Underworld on bass.
Yeah.
He tore it up, and I was like, wow, you nailed it, dude. I was like, shit.
That's awesome.
They're really talented musicians, and they write killer songs.
And you're on that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just did vocals on the one track.
That's
just
awesome.
Guest vocals or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you guys should tour together? That'd be fucking cool as hell.
That would be really awesome. They actually toured Cannibal with Europe earlier this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. That'd be a good deal.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Anything else you'd like to plug before we cut off here?
Not really, man. It's starting to rain like hell. I'm gonna go.
It's pissing out.
We're about to have the stage to set up here in a couple of minutes, so I got to get going and
Dallas, thank you for
warm up a little bit. Oh man,
this was
great.
Incredible. This is like our favorite thing. This is so amazing.
We're here with Dallas for the Summer Slaughter Tour. Dallas is still up. We watched Cruising earlier. They were fucking fantastic.
And great dudes. And one of the best. I haven't heard their new one, but
super fans too.
I love the great execution. It's like
oh, that record's nasty.
My favorite one on that is
what's the name of that fucking song? It might be The Great Execution. I don't remember what the song is called. Maybe it's The Jury. I don't remember what it is. It's like that song is just dirty, man. Yeah, it's good. Expect the nastiest from that band.
I love how they got it broke down like
Sort of Orion. All of a sudden, Sort of Orion. That's what it's called.
And then it's like out of nowhere. It's like I love the arrangements.
Yeah, that's great. They sound like a fucking battalion.
Oh yeah, they're
just nasty. Axes ripping fucking limbs in half and shit. Just picture armies of people just like ripping each other in half. Like cannonballs, like fucking nailing like 50 people at once.
Right.
Splatter fest,
Definitely good shit. But
thank you, man. This has been amazing.
Hell yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
Let's do this, man.
Yeah, no problem. It was a lot of fun.